Hey everybody. So my name is Bailey Reese and I'm the leader with It Works. And I just want to talk to y'all for a minute today about the non-negotiable things that we do in our business every single day. So with this business, consistency is extremely important because if you're not putting content out, you're not going to get people coming in. Because I have a leader that relates it to a in-person business. If that person doesn't show up when they're supposed to, if they're not there for their 9 to 5 time, and they're not consistently open when they say they're going to be open, and all of that, then nobody knows when they're open. If people aren't constantly seeing you or hearing from you, they're not going to think of you when it's time for them to start thinking about getting skinny or they need to make a few extra bucks. They're not going to think about you. They're going to think about somebody else. So you want to implement, it's 5 things. It's 5 things that we do every single day. These are 5 things that are super simple to implement into your day-to-day life. It doesn't require a big change from our day-to-day on our phones. So it's super duper easy. So it's 5 things. So you're going to want to post, follow, interact, follow up, and message. All right, so posting. Posting is extremely important. There are 2 platforms that we need to post on every single day. All right, those platforms are stories, Facebook and Instagram stories. They're extremely important and they are a gold mine because it's a way that you can get stuff out there constantly all day long. People will be seeing your stuff. So stories are extremely important. Now, when it comes to stories, you don't want to overload your your picture with too much stuff to see because it's only on there for a certain amount of time, and there's not a lot of people that are going to hold on there or go back and so they can read everything else. You're going to want to put it in stages or very minimal amounts of words. All right. And so another thing with stories, you want it to be eye-catching. You want bright colors, pretty pictures. You want good, high quality stuff. Because if you're putting crap out, you're going to get crap in. So you have to be willing to really work to make your stories pretty and presentable. If you need help with that, reach out to your upline and to your leaders. That's what we're here for. We're here to help you, show you how to do those things to really help you grow your business. All right, so our stories, and another thing with stories is it's super important to put a poll or some other type of interaction on your stories so that people have to make a decision. That's one thing I see a lot, especially with newer people, is they don't put a poll on their story. If you don't put a poll, who do you know to contact? You put a poll and it makes people make a decision. I always put positives on both sides. You can put yes, no if that's what you prefer. But I like to put yes, OMG, I need this, or hey, let me get some more information. Something like that. One that's super duper committal and the other one that's kind of I'm not really sure, but I'm interested, to really open that door for you to be able to talk to them about what you've got going on. All right, so when it comes to posting on your main feed, so whether that be Facebook, Instagram, both, whatever, when it comes to that, I personally don't post every day. I can't get good quality posts out every single day. Some people can, and that is awesome. But I know that I won't be able to get the quality that I want out 7 days a week. All right, so I post 2 to 3 days a week on my main feed, or I try to. But what I post on my main feed is not the same types of stuff that I'll post on my stories. All right, so I try to look at it like we are influencers. All right, so in terms of our main feeds, we are influencers, not salespeople. Okay, so you shouldn't scroll through your feed and see a bunch of product pictures. All right, that's not, it looks like an advertisement. You don't want to look like an advertisement. You want to be able to people to scroll through and be like, oh, those are really good pictures. I would like to see more of what she's got going on. All right, so whether that's pictures of you yourself, you and your friends, your family, your pets, maybe you really like food, so you take a lot of pictures of your food. You know, whatever it is, make sure what you're putting out is good quality. So that is extremely important. Now, if you can get good quality out 7 days a week, that is awesome. But 2 to 3 days a week, give or take, is plenty, if that's what you can do, because quality beats quantity every single day. All right. So, and one more thing, something that when you come to posting every single day, host a post on your Facebook every day. You need to have at least one up every single day. That is a way for you to expand your market very quickly, and to really reach into other people's markets and get those people as well. So host a post. If you're not doing it, you need to be doing it. So if you don't know host a post in a nutshell, I'm not going to go in depth in it right now because that's not what this video is for. But host a post is essentially you get somebody that you know to post a post for you on their page. And it allows their friends to see what you've got going on so that they can comment or reach out to you, and you can get more potentials, customers, you know, all of that. So host a post is extremely important and something you need to be doing every single day. I know for me and my team right now, what we're pushing for is getting 5 up a day. It may seem like a lot when you first come in, but 5 host a post a day is extremely manageable and is really going to get you out at the rate that you need to be getting out. Okay, so that was number 1, posting. Posting is extremely important. That's how you get your stuff out there. All right, so we post and we follow. Okay, we have to be following new people every single day. If we're not following new people, we're not expanding our market, and we are essentially beating a dead horse with the people that we've got in our market right now. You know, so you're constantly going to want to be expanding your market and following new people. So one thing that I encourage is as much time, I know that I spend a ton of my day randomly just scrolling through Instagram or Facebook, you know, just mindlessly. So one way to really make sure that you're getting out the amount of follows and friend requests that you need to be getting out, every time that you get on Facebook or every time you get on Instagram, you need to be friending and following at least 10 people every time. You're going to want to be friending upwards of 50 people a day. And that sounds like a ton, but in all reality, it's really not. Because I know, you know, we get bored and we just pick our phone up. That's the first thing that we do. So every time you do that, if you're going to be intentional with your time, this is a big thing, you know. Excuse me. Being intentional with your time, you know, mindlessly scrolling through your social medias isn't getting you anywhere with your business. So why scroll mindlessly when you could be going in and friending like 10 new people? I mean, bringing them into your network so that you can reach them with your posts and your stories, you know? So we have to be constantly growing our network. You know, we are in the business of creating relationships. So, you know, we have to create relationships with new people every day. All right. So that brings me into number 3, the third thing that you need to do. All right. So we're posting on our stories and host a posting every day. We're posting on our timeline 2 to 3 days a week, quality over quantity. All right, we're following new people. We're trying to follow upwards of 50 new people every day by just friending new people every time that we get on our social media. All right, so the third thing is we want to interact. All right, so what I mean by interact is liking people's posts, commenting on their posts, voting on their stories, you know. So it might be you follow this girl who's wearing this super duper cute shirt in her picture. So you message her like, hey girl, I really love your shirt. Where'd you get it? You know, so immediately you've created a connection with that person. So next time she sees your stuff, she's like, oh, she did that. So here, I'll like her stuff. Or, maybe I should learn some more about what she's got going on with that crazy coffee or whatever, you know? So, you know, we're in the business of creating relationships. So we have to be constantly talking to new people and friending and interacting with those people every day. You know, because then I think about it like this, and this has happened for me several times. Sorry. This has happened for me several times. There's a boutique in my area who is very, very big on social media. You know, I mean, they have 10,000 plus followers on Instagram. You know, they are reaching a ton of people. And one thing that I always notice, and it always jumps out to me, is every time that I post something, they like it. Every time. So I'm automatically like, oh my gosh, they just liked my post. So I'm immediately clicking and go into their page like, oh my gosh. You know, so when a name becomes familiar, you're much more likely to pick it out, and you're much more likely to pay attention to what they've got going on. So we have to interact with people on Instagram, on Facebook, you know, whatever platform you choose to use. We've got to be constantly connecting with these people. All right, so we are posting, we are following, we're interacting, we're following up. All right, so following up, y'all, the fortune is in the follow-up 100%. All right, so you're going to hear that a lot. You're going to hear that from 10,000 different people in this business. You know, you need to keep up with the people that you talk to. You have to know exactly who you've talked to about what. So, you know, you'll find in your e-suite, we have we've got our 100s list. So your 100s list is a place where you can write down those people. So it doesn't, if they voted or commented or anything and you send them a message, their name needs to be written down somewhere that you will find it again. You need to write their name down and follow up with them. Even if they don't message you back, you know, we're still going to follow up, you know, because you'll see people who's been in this business for 2 years that are still following up with somebody from when they started and they bought. I mean, it might have taken them 2 years, but they see you being consistent in pursuing them. They're going to be more likely to go with you than somebody else, you know, when they're ready. So we have to be following up with these people all the time. You know, you're constantly bringing new people into your market and constantly talking to more people. So your 100s should be constantly growing, and you should be messaging these people constantly. Or not constantly, you don't want to drive them nuts, but, you know, you might want to start having a weekly, every other week, monthly follow-up day where that's what you do, is you go through and you follow up with everybody on your list. And, you know, some people might come back like, hey, you know, I'm really not interested, or yeah, no, not right now, or something like that. But then, you know, you've got the people who are going to be like, yes, I forgot about that. Let me sign up now. You know, they're ready to go. So, you know, the fortunes in the follow-up, I don't know the exact numbers, but I want to think it's like 2% of the people that you talk to the first time order. Normally, it takes 7 to 9 times, I think, of reaching out to a person before they are ready to order from you. So, you know, this is something that kind of slapped me in the face, because I was signing a lot of customers the first time I was talking to somebody. But, you know, they put through that stat out, and I was like, wait a second. So if I follow up with all of these people multiple times, you know, they're even more likely, and you're even more likely to sign more customers and as you go. So The fortune is in the follow-up. And with this, you really want to try to stay organized. You're going to want to make sure you know where your piece of paper is. You're going to want to make sure that you are putting down what means that you talk to them, if it's their phone number, what social media platform, whatever it is. You need to make sure that you're keeping a hold of that and somewhere close to you so that you can see it, add to it as you go, and really be efficient with your time when it comes to that. All right, so we're posting, we are following, we're interacting, we're following up, and we're messaging. All right, so messaging is a big deal. All right, so messaging can go in with follow-ups because you're definitely messaging these people, goes in with your host of posts. So messaging can come in many different forms. You might be cold messaging somebody that you have never talked to before, just out of the blue, like, hey, would you be interested in trying these products out? Or it might be a warm message, somebody that you might not know them well, but you've had a conversation before, and you're doing the same thing. Or it may be just messaging people that are liking and commenting and voting on your polls and posts. So messaging is extremely important. You're going to want to be messaging people every day. This is something you want to get out. Messages first thing in the morning, maybe at lunch, and then again at dinner. You're going to want to try to plan your time out to when you're going to be talking to these people, so that you can get yourself on a schedule so that you don't get overwhelmed. So, messaging is extremely important because it's building relationships. And when it comes to messaging, it might not always be talking about a product or the opportunity. Like I said earlier, it might be you really like that girl's shirt, so you reach out to her, and y'all are talking about these clothes, and then just your conversation organically comes into our products or this opportunity. A lot of times that happens. So you really kind of, like I said, we're in the business of building relationships with people. So we need to be sure that we are talking to them every day. We need to be building those relationships every single day. Kimmy Pentecost says this, and she says it a lot, is people buy from people they know and trust. If somebody's never talked to you before, they're going to have a harder time trusting you with what you're doing than somebody who has talked to you before. So, we need to be sure that we're building those relationships and messaging those people. So, our 5 steps, we are posting, following, interacting, following up, and messaging. All right, so those are the 5 things that we have to do every single day to really help you be successful in this business. So with those 5 things, if you commit to it right now that you're going to do those things every single day, you're going to be successful. You're going to have customers coming in. You're going to have new distributors coming in. And because this is such a duplicatable process, this is something everybody can do. This is the first thing you have to teach your new distributors coming in is, hey, these are the 5 things you need to do every day. Let's do them. If you need help coming up with posts or polls, let me know. If you need help messaging people, let me know. This is just kind of what we do, is we talk to people, we post, we do all these other kind of things. But in the end, it all boils down to doing those 5 things every day and being consistent with what you're doing. So I hope this helped y'all in just kind of our day-to-day, what we have to be doing. So I hope y'all have a fabulous day and y'all go out there and kick butt. Bye, y'all.